Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, this is Shake It Up on Canuck Tunes Online Radio, broadcasting live from Hamilton's own pub, the Cat Fiddle, corner of John Street, South Bend, Augusta. This week's guests, Ian Andrews, Paul Coombs Blues Band, and James Anthony. Now, our host, who thinks the difference between pornography and erotica is lighting, here's Framus. Woo!
You got that a little twisted, Gary. Thank you very much. But I thought the difference between pornography and erotica was lightning.
Lightning. I forgot a consonant.
Yes, exactly. How are you, my friend?
Doing okay for another week.
Great to be here at the center of the universe, John and Augusta.
You know it.
I would say it's called the corner of Blues and Blues today.
Blues and Blues today on top of a blues weekend.
Yes.
So, yeah, get this. We got a doozy of a bluesy show.
It's like a festival.
And then with the Grey Cup, having both teams with blue.
Is it the Blue Bombers?
Blue Bombers and the Argos.
The double blue of the Toronto Argonauts.
So very interesting. Just it fell into place. We planned it. We took months and months to plan this day.
It's the synchronicity of the
It
universe.
was. Yeah. And a lot of bets on Proline.
So who's the favorite in the Grey Cup? Do you know?
I'm thinking it'd probably be Winnipeg. My gut feeling, but you never know. Toronto can do Toronto things.
Yeah.
And it's Canadian football, so
I refuse to follow any more Grey Cups until the Rough Riders play the Rough Riders again.
Oh, good point.
Those were the days.
Those were the days, my friend. Indeed. Yeah. Did you know this week? I gotta mention this because it's still one of my all-time favorite shows. Back in 1980, on November 14th, SCTV hit the air.
Nice. One of our, definitely one of my all-time.
And it featured the Violtones in New York.
Oh, yes.
And it had Rick Moranis dressed up as David Brinkley.
For sure.
Too violent.
Were the Violtones on the Red Fisher show when he used to have the bands come up and bring them up to Scuttlebutt Lodge and have them play? I remember the Plasmatics went and played. They were on that skit.
SCTV, yes.
Yeah. Tom Candy's skit there. They had some great bands on that show.
They did. Fish and Musician. Like all
Fish and Musician, that was the name. But yeah.
Characters on that show still live with me, right?
Yep.
You know, the Lola Heatherton.
Yep.
Right? Bobby Bickman. How are you?
And Billy Saul Herrick would blow up the band eventually, remember?
Yes.
They blew up real good. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, the Lord take a good liking to you, make you blow you up real good.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff that you just rent free, right? Rent free.
The SCTV raised my sense of humor for sure.
Indeed. As far as busy weekend, as far as the blues, as far as Cat and Fiddle, holy cow.
What do we got going on here?
Huge. As far as people appearing, so we have Mark T. Band playing tonight. Maddie Simpson is playing Saturday night, November 16th.
Maddie Effing Simpson.
Yeah, Maddie Effing
Middle name
Simpson.
Effing.
Yes. And then the matinee on Sunday, November 17th at John Atlee. Now, this weekend, mind you, or tonight, never mind, the Cat has had a lot of inquiries over the boxing match over Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Oh, it's a big event night here at the Cat and Fiddle.
Bigger than
fight
big.
night.
We've got the pre-show on now. This is like Super Bowl of boxing.
Already?
Yeah.
Those guys aren't even out of bed yet, are they?
No, they're just clear the nostrils, whatever they do. So there's been a lot of inquiries. The Cat and Fiddle will be broadcasting the fight in the pub, so make sure you come in and grab a seat.
And there's the heavy money. Where's the heavy money? Where's the Sharks? Where's their money going on this fight tonight?
Hazard a
Iron
guess.
Mike of 30 years ago.
Everyone I think is going to say Iron Mike,
Yeah.
but I don't know. The young pit, I don't know. It's going to be age over wisdom.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I think. Also, this Monday, we have a Celtic-inspired covers evening. So all your favorite songs from pop or country, whatever, are going to be Celticized.
That's right. Yes.
With Innisfree, and they start at 7.
They're a nice gang of folks there. Yeah, I met them a couple weeks ago.
That'll be fun. And then,
fun, for sure.
Kicker of all kickers, my good friend and yours, Tim Gibbons, and the Swamp Busters.
Yes.
He will be here starting the new year, January 11th, for 2 dates, 11th and 18th.
Wow.
So we're looking forward to that.
That's the boss.
And always $3 fireballs. Fish Fry Friday.
Always so.
So you
Food's
got
fair, $3 for
Blues
fireball.
of a day for Blues of a Grey Cup.
Yeah.
It's a great day.
Where else would you want to be?
Right here.
And here we are.
Let's start.
All right. We want to bring up the big kahuna,
Big kahuna?
and we'll do a little
The Grand
the grand
Poobah.
poobah of the center of the universe here. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for us. Big boss man here at Cat Fiddle. Call him the boss. Not Springsteen, the other boss. Welcome, boss. Great to see you, man. What's happening?
I don't want to break it.
Eat the mic.
Eat the mic.
Eat the mic.
Speak
As they say in
into
the
it.
music business.
Right. Now, well, welcome everybody. This is awesome. Another good Friday. Right. Friday's my second favorite F word.
Every Friday is a good Friday around.
The first
right?
one's food.
We don't need Easter. We just show up, and every Friday is a good Friday.
Yeah, what the hell, man? We're gonna do this till I'm dead and gone, buddy. So you're stuck with me for a
I'll be
long
right
time.
beside you.
And that right on. So, as Gary was saying tonight, I'm a Tyson fan. I love that guy, even when he bites ears. You know, I've been known to nibble a little bit on an ear.
It works.
It works. Right, so, can we say that on live TV? Maybe not, but yeah, I'm going for Tyson. If you guys want to make a little wager of it, I'd be more than happy to take your money at the end of the night. And that, so,
What time is the actual fight? You know?
so it's starting at 8 o'clock. They got some other
Is it an
fights on the
undercard? There
card.
must be an undercard.
We're figuring around 10 is the actual Tyson
Wow.
Jake Paul fight, man. So that's gonna be crazy. 58-year-old man, right? You know, like I can't fight my way out of my underwear sometimes. Like
That's why I stopped wearing underwear.
Thanks.
You want a little advice there, my friend?
I'm gonna
I
have
want
to
to make
work.
your life a little bit easier.
I'm gonna have to
Make
work with
everybody else
Betty.
a little bit harder.
Yeah. Well, she's probably happy now. She don't have to wash them. So, but yeah, it's big. Like Gary was saying, right? Monday we have. I'm surprised nobody's ever found this guy before. He's played a couple little shows here and there, not much. Oh, geez, I just lost Danny Smart.
Danny Smart.
This guy, he can take a rock and roll song, a blues song, any song, and make it sound Irish. I swear to God. And that he's really good. And his sidekick Geraldine.
Geraldine, that's who I met.
She plays the accordion, and she sings awesome too. So I'm really looking forward. That's Monday from 7 to 9:30. So we're looking at that.
That work? Do they just take shout outs from the crowd and then they'll just play like a rock song in a Celtic format?
Yeah, they actually they showed up here. So a group of people wanted to use our space and they wanted to bring their own band, and this is how it happened. They this Celtic band, 3-piece. There's another young lady with a violin, so she may be here Monday also. Unfortunately, I can't remember her name. And it was crazy. They had the crowd going. Somebody pick a song, and they just go with it. Like they're really good at.
They're like a big green Irish jukebox.
Oh man, it's insane.
That's
and
amazing.
so yeah, people, you got to come out and check this young guy out. Geraldine's been around for a while, but she's been get out there. So we basically roped him in here at the Cat, and I've known him for a little while to wave at him because he works right across the street at a
Right over here.
at a recording studio, and I see him every morning, and I never do it until this night. So he's going to be joining us here. We're going to look at it start Mondays. We're going to promote it for Sunday or Mondays going forward into the new year.
Nice.
Celtic nights.
We're diversified here at the Cat Fiddle. Very diverse lineup.
We're getting that. We're learning lots. We've been really looking at it, and same with the blues, right? People have been pushing for more blues.
You got the
Country.
man himself coming in January to do a couple dates.
Yeah, well, they came down, twisted my arm because I wasn't going to book any bands for January, and they forced me into it. So,
Right.
Yeah, that was Pat Gibbons, right, the bully,
Yep.
and that. So, but
a famous leg breaker from the East End there, Pat Gibbons. Yeah.
I was scared.
Yep.
So, yeah, so yeah, so I've talked to people like Paul and that. So we're gonna see how it goes, right? In January with Swamp Busters, and then we're gonna look at blues bands locally that'll come in, and we're gonna make a day of it. So
Great idea.
yeah, so that's big, and
Deep roots in the hammer blues.
yeah,
Deep
and
roots.
yeah, we're looking for some country bands. We want to start interviewing some country bands too. We haven't had really a full country night, so we're gonna look at that and a couple other things. So
You talked to the Handsome Devils at all?
no, I haven't talked to anybody yet. Really, it's just been out there. You know, we have bluegrass coming in more, right? We had Arthur here.
Yeah, I was going to say
and-
Arthur's bluegrass.
Yeah, they're awesome. We're starting with them in the new year, doing some Sundays, right? So
Nice.
I didn't realize bluegrass was so big still in Hamilton, but they do. They have quite the following. We enjoy it. Yeah, we're just giving it all a shot, see how everything goes, and then once again, we do have groups that use the space here. For any kind of social events that they do. So we're encouraging that, like weeknights. You know, we have a bunch of guys that create video games. So they use the space here. They do lectures, all that kind of stuff on this thing. So any groups out there, social groups that want to have a space, we encourage them to stop in and look at the facility and yeah, we look after them. So
They get their third place.
and we just have our of course our rugby team, the Hamilton Hornets, senior men and women's are back at the Cat Fiddle for the winter, and so they showed up here last week to do their jersey party, and oh my god,
Anything get broken?
anybody
get tackled?
Didn't see anything, but they went through 2 kegs of Guinness.
Oh yeah.
And that, so that was crazy, but that's what we got. And of course, Fish Friday, all the food here is good. I cook it myself.
Great food.
Not really, but I see.
You can take credit for everything. You're the
Of
boss.
course. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So,
Except when things go south.
Yeah, and then start delegating.
yeah, that's when it gets on my
Incompetence.
shoulders. That's when I take a break and I go home and hide and that. But thanks everybody for being here. Thanks to our crew, Framus, Gary, our sound guy, and of course hiding in the back with that fedora. She looks mobster
Yeah,
today.
she's very mall.
Kimberly.
MOLL mall.
Yeah, we love Connect Tunes, and it's a big part of the Cat Fiddle. So,
All right.
enjoy everything.
Thanks for coming up, Austin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, Mr. Greenland,
Yes, sir.
what are we?
Let's keep moving.
We got the. You gonna give me the all pleasure, or do you want?
You go ahead.
Well, we want to bring up our first guest, who is a well-known guitar slinger and rock and roller. Just a phenomenal artist and ray of energy, man. Bring up Mr. Ian Andrews, everybody. Put your hands together. Ian Andrews. All tuned up and ready to go, brother.
There you go.
Yeah, man. We couldn't provide you with a valet today, but next time.
We're working on it.
We're working on the valet part.
Just shaking it up on the radio.
Radio.
There we
Welcome,
go.
welcome.
Well, how are you guys doing
We're
today?
doing good, man.
Better now.
We're we got a blues festival atmosphere today.
Yeah, I'd say you got some cool cats on.
Giants start. You're gonna put the bar up just about as high as anybody can reach it today, man. I'm sure.
Well, I'm not a giant. I'm only about 5'11".
No, but your talent is giant. Your talent.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I learned a wise thing someone said to me was it was Alan Duffy. He said, "Stand on the shoulders of giants."
Yes.
And and he added, one day too, you got to be a giant as well. You got to make sure you let someone else stand on
We're
your
all
shoulders. So-
standing on the ones that came before us. Yeah, for sure.
exactly. Yeah. giants
Yeah,
all the time, right? That's the only way you get up the ladder.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Take what we've been given and pass it on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I had a little. Speaking of Tim Gibbons playing the blues dates in January. There, I remember I was in here watching him one time and goofing around with him, and he was outside on his break, and I told him, I said, man, I've been eyeballing you for the last 45 minutes, and I said, I took everything you did. I took it all. And he goes, it wasn't even mine, Famous. Take
Yeah.
you just passing it on.
Tim's a great cat. I remember meeting him when I first came to Hamilton, and I used to live over by King and Pearl.
Oh yeah.
And so at that time, of course, I had no money. I didn't have internet, and I used to use Caroline, great place,
For sure.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
And I used to use that as my little internet office, trying to make all my dreams come true.
Yeah.
And
your foray into the music business. That was the headquarters of Ian Andrews International.
That's
the
right.
Tim Hortons on
Caroline. King. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You among many others, my friend.
Yeah, that's right.
Started
There, and then we'd sit and we'd have, you always call it, we're gonna let's go
Yes,
have a cup of
mud,
mud.
yeah.
And so we'd sit there and we'd plot how we're gonna take over the world. And
For sure. If you're going to do some plotting, world domination plotting with anybody, I can't think of a better guy to do it with than Tim Gibbons.
there's nobody but a swamp buster. Pinky and the Swamp Buster, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, how about hitting us with a song, man, and then we'll dig into it.
All right, we'll hit with the song. I decided I was going to play electric today and just see what happens with that. So if my amp is a little hissy, that's okay.
It's just part of the character.
That's right.
Yeah. What are you going to do for us first, Ian?
Well, I was thinking maybe I'll play some originals. We got to keep it original.
Original music is what it's at here.
Right, the torch on fire, right?
Yeah, Shake It Up Radio, man, for sure.
So maybe I'll start off with a tune here where I've cut some demos of this, but never really finished the tune or whatnot. But I never released it.
Oh, so this is like a world premiere. Yeah.
I played it live a few times, but it's a nice little ditty, and I think it's a good way to sort of bring things in.
Yeah, introduce us, bring us in, man.
It's called That Kind of Day.
That Kind of Day. All right, everybody, Ian Andrews, That Kind of Day.
All right. It's that kind of day, baby. There's no reason why. Even though it's wet outside, the day is still dry. You can't stand the sound of silence because it's louder than when you're smiling. The gray skies are like ash and soot smothering your playful fire. All you want to do is burn, 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 but you can't leave the candles burning all night long. It's that kind of day, baby. There's no reason why. You try to remember what you were heading for before your own faults come knocking at your door. You can't play hide and seek with the day that steals the dimples from your cheek, yeah. Yes, you can't make out the difference. It's a shame between necessity and our need. Your appetite has dwindled away, but your fire brings it. Yes, I know you can't lift a single finger, but your mind is doing jumping jacks and you can't pull the trigger. It's that kind of day, baby. There's no reason why. Something like that.
It is that kind of day.
That kind of thing.
And that kind of song brightens up that kind of day.
It did. It was one of those rainy days, and I'm sitting at home. And this is a few years back. I'm sitting in my little apartment, and I was just thinking, man, I got all this stuff I got to do, and I don't want to do none of it.
No.
I don't want to. I don't want to do none of it. But I'm craving something, and so it was that kind of day, and that kind of day happened, and then that kind of day was written.
Yeah, the kind of day to write a song about that kind of day.
Is that kind of day to write a song? You got it.
It's a friggin' wormhole. You could just keep going down and down. Yeah, absolutely. Is this when you were just living on the outskirts of your world center, your world headquarters there, King and Caroline? You were still
No, you know what? This would go back probably. What year is it right now? I just stepped out of the DeLorean, but
Good question. I think it's 1947.
I want to say this was like 2018, 19, maybe even
Okay.
20, maybe even 20. But I was living in Guelph at the time, and this would be
Is that
before.
where you're from, Guelph, originally?
Originally, that's
Oh.
my hometown.
Very
Yeah.
cool,
So
yeah.
and this would be
The
before
Royal City.
the Royal City.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, the Royal City. And so I was sitting in my apartment there, and just it was that kind of day.
Yeah.
My days got brighter. Of course, I met a very beautiful person, and we now I live in Kitchener. World headquarters
Hey,
for
man.
Domination is Kitchener now.
Kitchener, it's cool
So
too.
we live in Kitchener, and that's where some other songs get written.
Nice. Did you, when you were in Guelph, were you? Because I remember there used to be quite a few places to play in Guelph. It was quite a
Yeah.
burgeoning music scene
There
in a
used to
university
be.
town. Was it happening for you back then? Is that kind of where you got your?
You know
legs
what? It was
going?
happening on a smaller level a little bit. It's a different scene there. They got a humongous metal scene there, like unbelievable metal scene.
Really?
Yeah, unbelievable punk and metal, Guelph all day long.
Wow.
It's incredible there. Blues show, you go and play blues there, not that many people come up.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But you know what? I always love to kick it at the Jimmy Jazz, the old trash
Jimmy
area.
Jazz, yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Yeah.
And that was
Remember
fun.
Wally's? Did you ever go to Wally's?
Yeah, Wally's. But you know what? I had my first beer in a bar there.
At Wally's.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I was 16 or something, and I was drinking with these cats, and then all of a sudden I ended up with these other cats, and then they wanted to go to the bar, and I said, "Well, I'm 16 though. I don't got my fake ID yet." And they're like, "It's fine. Just walk in."
It was so dark in Wally's, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face anyway.
Yeah, and I could grow like half a goatee at that
Oh,
point.
yeah.
So
That's half.
You know,
That's more
it
than
was-
half of what you need.
yeah, so I just walked in with my Billy Goat stuff, and had a picture of Canadian,
Yeah.
and that was Wally's.
The brown paneling.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we played Wally's a few times.
Yeah.
It was like our Olympics when we would go there and play.
Yeah.
We'd play like 3 90-minute sets or something ridiculous like
Oh
that.
yeah.
The owner was Tony Soprano Jr. He was quite the taskmaster.
Yeah, they had a lot of music and a lot of like the Kaiser used to play there.
Yeah, it was
everybody
blues-
used
blues
to play
place
there.
for
That was
sure.
Blues Central.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
after that was gone, it kind of changed. They had the Sip Club for a while, which was a great place to play.
Right? Yeah. I remember
That was nice to play to a nice kind of mature audience where I had to behave myself a little bit, but I could still let myself go a little bit. Jimmy Jazz was kind of my playground. That was where I could, I think at the time I was drinking these drinks I made called a Speedy Scoundrel, and that was like
A Speedy Scoundrel.
a Speedy
Is this
Scoundrel.
a precursor to the your band, the
No, well, you know what?
Smoking Scoundrel.
No, it would be after the Smoking Scoundrels, and I just, I had this notorious Red Bull addiction. And it was awful. And
That sounds
it
terrible.
got so bad
Oh.
that there would be times on stage, and the bass player would turn to me and say, "Listen, man, like I can't keep up with you." And
Yeah.
I'm there, and they're like,
God, that
"Where's the
sounds
pocket?"
awful.
So that's when I started toning it back. But yeah, the Speedy Scoundrel, I remember knocking back, probably 5 or 6 of those in a night, and that was a bunch of vodka, tall glass. I believe I always did the tall glass because you could fit the big, or sorry, the little can of Red Bull, a full one in there.
And then top it up with
Yeah.
vodka.
Well, you have more vodka, and then
Yeah.
of course some lime cordial, some club soda, just a splash, and
But
yeah,
it
it
sounds
was
like
it
a
was,
festival in a glass.
it was it was great. So there everybody was punk rock at the Jimmy Jazz, so I went in there.
You gotta have punk rock speed, man.
Yeah, and I was playing the blues, but I was like playing the blues.
Punk
Like, I was,
blues, man.
I was
Punk
mean
blues.
about it,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it was fun. I'd jump up on monitors, and then I remember one time the monitor just it's a wedge, right? So it's like this, and then all of a sudden I'm teetering like this, mid guitar solo, and of course I've had a few of these Speedy Scoundrels, and I remember that pivotal moment where someone looked at me and they're like, "What are you gonna do?" And I remember just doing this hop off, and that was one of my first stunts.
Very impressive, and you landed on both feet.
I did land on both
upright position.
That's right, and went right back into the verse too.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, probably wouldn't do that again.
I've surfed a couple of tables myself, though.
Yeah,
great idea.
Tables are nice.
To a table, but
tables
it's
are
great
nice.
if they have 4 legs, but if there's only 1 leg in the middle, you don't realize it until you're actually on top of the table.
That's right.
And then you got to do all that surfing that you're
talking
about.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, if you got a wobbly.
Yeah. So sometimes that works out well, and sometimes not so well.
No. I'm good at bailing though. I'm good at bailing. I used to be a skateboarder when I was a kid, so I learned the art of bailing. Right, where you just this is it. That's gonna happen. You're gonna eat it, so you gotta bail. But a little bit of practice to make it gracious.
Very familiar with bailing, but mine was was pre-skateboarding. It was bicycling, totally influenced by Evel Knievel in the 70s.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Falling with style.
The art of the bail, falling with style, for sure.
I think
try and break as many bones as you can.
I think that's maybe you're onto something here at the next Famous and Framus show. Maybe you come on, you get on a motorcycle and you go off the ramp, right? You just land mid-stage, with the guitar. And
I hope somebody's writing this down.
Right into the first song.
Are we recording this show? Because I got to remember this.
Yeah, you gotta put the stuff down. I'm gonna take the helicopter rappel thing, so I'll do that one.
Okay.
And you take the motorcycle, and we're gonna up the game on
Did we just become best friends?
We did.
Right on, man. Well, how about hitting us with another tune, Ian?
Okay, well, where do you guys want to go from here? You guys want to rock a little harder? Do you want to hear some Motown? Do you want to
whatever you got, man? Just hit us with.
Maybe I'll play something off the first record. I like this tune a lot. I remember recording this, and my friend Greg Briscoe, who happens to be the Cat Fiddle studio audience tonight.
What a blessing.
He put down some real bad booty on
I have a whole thing stuck in my head that I'm going to attack you with next segment about your album Eclipse. I've been listening to the shit out of it.
You dig it? Not quite blues, but
no. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. All right. Now, this one's called now that we're on air, do I have to say dang or can I say, oh, that's cool. All right. Well, it's the Damn Sure Blues then. All right.
What's called Damn Sure Blues.
Damn Sure Blues.
All right, Dean Andrews, everybody, put your hands together.
Well, I woke up this morning with the rain in my head. Yes, I'm rolling back home. I'm almost dead. My almost stop aching. My soul ain't getting fed. So now tell me something, then I'm back to bed. You know, there's one thing for sure. I'm damn sure got the blues. Well, I turn around down for a second opinion. Yes, I stop by the fiddle, see if y'all would listen. You know, I asked Mr. Moore, he said, hey, got the count now. Don't be jiving, I just want the truth. You know, there's one thing for sure. Damn sure I've got the blues. Why are you messing with me? 'Cause I can and I do what I please. Come on, baby, enough is enough. Come on, baby, wow, that's too rough, yeah. I asked my mama to nurture me. I asked my baby, love me, please. I'm blind, I'm lost, locked up for just cause of Mr. Moore's cute. Don't walk on me, well, I tell you, baby, I'm damn sure got the blues. Why are you messing with me? 'cause I can and I don't wanna please. Come on, baby, enough is enough. Come on, baby, just a little more rough. I damn sure got the blues. I damn sure got the blues. I damn sure got the blues. Well, I tell you it's time enough. I damn sure got the blues.
Yeah, thank you very much. We all damn sure got the blues today.
Now that one would be circa King and Pearl Street in Hamilton.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that one would be around that time. Yeah,
nice.
that was a fun time in life. I damn sure had the blues.
Damn sure had the blues. Ready to tell the whole world from the corner of Caroline and King.
Yeah.
It's not even a corner, but it is kind of a corner.
Well, it is kind of cool. You got the big B there, right?
Oh yeah.
And you got the Schwartz. It's kind of its own little district, King and Caroline, right?
It's a universe amongst itself, yeah, for sure.
Well, it is certainly the Tim Hortons parking lot. Yeah. There's they have their very own toll booths there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At
Absolutely.
least you can get away with buying someone a donut.
Well, that's a fair price to pay to get in and out of the parking lot for sure.
It is. I remember I had this cat once. He was, asking me for some money for food, and I said, I'm going right into Tim Hortons, so I'll go in and grab you, something, whatever you want. We'll go in. And he said, you know what? Actually, I don't really want Tim Hortons. And I thought, man, I'm in a rush, and you're begging me for some food here, and you don't want Tim Hortons. Did you want to go to Chicago's on the mountain or what?
I think he was probably more hungry in the abstract for knowledge and adventure.
Probably, yeah.
Speaking of your album, Eclipse,
Eclipse,
and
yeah.
Time Machines, there's always so much going on in town, and we've run across each other in different spots, different places, but you try and take everything that's going on in, and there's just not enough time, not enough space in the brain and the day to do it all. But if I could jump in a time machine and zap back to the record release of your album Eclipse, I would definitely zap back to that, because listen to the shit out of that record, and holy fuck.
We can swear on the air. This is great.
What a great record. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And it's funny that our friend is showing up today, because I was going to text him actually the call and response that you and Mr. Briscoe, the keys
on the opening.
Yes.
You know what? That actually wasn't me playing the slide on that record. That was a man named Tom Van Dieven.
Oh, Tom Van Dieven. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was playing with us for a while there. That was a remarkable.
Oh.
Yeah. Just so we can do this. Everybody, round of applause for Greg Briscoe.
Yeah. And Tom Van Dieven.
The organ, the piano, the keys work on that album is so incredible. And it's precious for me, because I get to go through my own time machine, right? And I get to go back to the session. That was all recorded live, actually.
Off the floor, yeah.
It was literally live. It was
a show.
It wasn't a show. What it was we got asked to do this interview in London, and of course it was early morning, and guess who got to drive Briscoe? He's becoming a morning person. So we were driving down, and the guy said, "Hey, bring all your gear." And I thought, "Oh dear, this is going to be a mess." I was thinking
in the morning.
Yeah. It was a radio station over at Western University in London, and I was just thinking, okay, this is going to be a mess. Like, what are we going to do with drums and everything in a radio station? So we get there, and we were greeted with a bin, for like a football team, full of Starbucks blonde coffee and a box of sandwiches from Subway.
Wow.
And we put about that much of a dent, all of us. And we were going to the bathroom a lot too. and we set up, and there was a team of technicians there that were students, and proper isolation and everything. There was a live room for the band. I was in a little booth, and I had this little window here, and I could see, Greg. And
was it part of like the recording arts program or something like that?
I think so. I don't know. It was this radio show they had, and they had bands perform live on the air. So it was kind of like, like the old BBC sessions, right? Where you play some songs, you do an interview, kind of like this, right?
Shake It Up Radio.
Yeah, Shake It Up Radio.
Parameters right here.
Yeah.
The Cat
totally.
Fiddle, yeah.
So we just performed on the air, and they hit record, and that was back 2017, and I just kind of held on to that for a bit, and I did a little mix on it, did some mastering on the tape, and then converted it back to digital, and
The whole record was done there, or just
almost the whole record was done. So the only two tracks that weren't done there would have been at my friend John Fraser's place, Black Dog Media. And it was the last two tracks of the album was recorded above Beasley's Bar on Lock Street.
Beasley's?
In a loft.
Yeah, I've been tossed out of there a couple times.
Yeah, you got it. That's part of the experience.
For sure, yeah.
So that's where that got recorded. The track L'Amour was actually recorded for the purpose. I composed it for the Brian Griffith bursary in 2018. And as we know, rest in peace, he did.
Yes, rest in peace, absolutely.
And that's where that came
Wow.
from. And I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna pull this and this and this and this, and I'm gonna make a concept album.
Talk about a fortuitous saying yes to something that
Yeah.
you didn't really know what you were walking into.
Yeah, it was incredible. You know what? The photography on there, the bass player Jason Polavecchia, he actually likes to take he takes astronomical photography, but astrophotography is what he loves to do.
Right.
So there's actually a real picture of Saturn and Jupiter and all sorts of comets and clusters of stars
On the physical copy of the record.
That's right.
Was it a CD, vinyl? Was it
CD. We're working
Okay.
on some vinyl.
right on?
Yeah, that was all real photography of our solar system that Jason took on his balcony in Stony Creek.
Very cool.
And pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great fucking record, man.
Well, thanks.
I love that album. It's like southern rock kind of meets Deep Purple, kind of just
touch of Edgar
riffs
Winter
and-
Group. And,
Edgar Winter Group. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And Greg's keys on that.
Oh,
His work on that album is.
I think Greg's work on any
Spectacular.
album is fantastic.
Now I don't have to text you. I can just tell you to your face what a great joy to listen to you on that record was. But
He's blushing now.
good stuff, man. Good stuff. You want to hit us with something off that record?
Oh yeah. You gotta keep me in check here because I'll talk and talk and talk. It'll never stop. Briscoe knows all about it. There's a reason why he doesn't like to rehearse. What was I gonna play? Were we gonna? Oh yeah, that's okay. I'm just catching up here in time. You know, you get jet lag when you're in the DeLorean. I think I'm gonna play something a little sweet and sensual. Yeah, get a little closer.
A little closer.
Yeah.
Sweet and central.
Make a
Coming
new
your way.
friend. I want you to move, man. Give me all you've got. Sure you can soothe me, but can you loosen every knot? I'm going out of my mind. Won't let you win this time. I'm feeling groovy, yeah. Want you to move me, hey, don't you never ever stop. I'm feeling confessional. About getting expressional. Oh lordy, lordy, hey, are the words that define your body. Say I wanna make it sweet love to you. Just say I know, want you to move me, hey, and don't you never ever stop. Don't want you to be my baby. Don't want you to feed me your heart. Don't want you to cry like a baby when I'm
moving all of us, baby.
Yeah, got a little bit of Motown sort of thing. I got lost. You know what? I went into just connected to the ether, and I almost got ready to do a guitar solo, and I went, wait, hold on a second. There's no band here. That was close. Yeah.
I would have grabbed you by the ankles and brought you back down. Good stuff, man. So what was the bomb? What was the thing that you were growing up in Guelph and you saw or heard or somebody came to your house and they had a guitar in their hand and the next thing you knew that's what I want to be? What was the the ground zero moment for you when it comes to?
I was 10 years old.
Right.
It was Christmas time, and my mother and my father got me a guitar for Christmas. And usually kids get a guitar for Christmas and they think, okay, cool, great, go into lessons and whatever.
Yeah. Had you shown interest before, or they just sprung it on you?
I think a little bit. Like I was always into music. I mean, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I put a Kiss album on, and that's when I was hooked. Yeah. It was
Kiss Army, buddy, right here.
I even got Kissopoly at home. I'm not fooling around.
I'm staying away from the Kiss coffins, though. That's a bridge too far for me. But
yeah. But so I got this guitar, and what did I do? I go up to my room, and I got the little Fender starters pack, with the little amp and the.
Oh, you went electric. You
electric.
On the second floor
I got the Squire, and it was the little hardtail and everything, no whammy, and so I'm 10 years old, and I said, Mom, can you come upstairs in about 20 minutes or so, but just knock first, okay? Just promise me you'll knock first. And she said, okay, no problem. So I go upstairs and I just start grabbing all these different clothes I could find that I think look cool, and these little bracelets, and I grabbed this hat that was like, from a little town in Newfoundland, and bent the beak up and like put it on sideways, backwards sort of thing. And then she knocks, and I was like, okay, come in. And I remember doing this huge jump off of this little amp of mine. It's probably a foot tall, and all I did was I just strummed the hell out of my guitar. I don't know anything, right? So I'm just, but I'm just selling it, power slide across the carpet and everything.
Well, you got the uniform down first. You got the launch off the amp down first, and then the music will come.
Yeah, I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So I did it, and got my lessons. Believe it or not, I almost gave up guitar when I was 12.
After 2 years of lessons.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with Link Wray's Batman, which I obviously learned to appreciate a lot later. That was the first thing I learned.
Wow.
And he's
Link
random.
Wray.
Yeah, I just learned the melody of it, right?
Starting off on Link Wray, you're on the path, man, already. Like,
and interestingly enough, I remember grade 6 grad, and I was going to play in front of the school, and I said, "Can you teach me a cool song everyone will know?" He didn't teach me the Smoke on the Water riff. He taught me 25 or 64 from Chicago. Obviously, just the riff I played over and over again with an out-of-tune guitar because we weren't there yet.
Right.
But that was
kind of
stunner,
though. That's a stunner.
Yeah. And you know what it was? It always seems to be Hamilton. So I go to Hamilton. I'm about 13 now. I've kind of put the guitar down, and I go to my cousin's house, who's I think is the coolest guy in the world, Todd Speziali. And
Todd Speziali?
Yeah.
Your cousin?
Yeah.
That guy owes me money for weed from the 90s.
Wow. You know what? Wouldn't surprise me.
So does half the town, though. Don't worry about it.
So, anyways, I go there, and I always thought he's the coolest because he's got the big Marshall stack, and he's got the Jackson Randy Rhoads signature V, and I'm just like, this is so cool. So he taught me like Black Sabbath and some Ozzy. I started playing every single day since then, and that got me back in the guitar, and so on and so forth. So I kind of started playing in bars around Guelph when I was about 17, 18. And then I moved to Hamilton to go to college, except I never went to college. I just kind of off the record used my OSAP for a guitar amp that was tubed.
Right.
And, said, well,
that seems fair.
I'm going to educate myself. And I remember taking the bus down the mountain every night of the week, and I barely showed up to class. And I just that's what I wanted to do.
were you hitting the open mics around town? Were whereabouts? What kind of haunts are we talking about?
The first one I ever went to was the. Do you remember the Waltz in Jackson Square?
Yeah, played
and
for sure.
I remember that, and I couldn't play very well, and I remember going to that one, and I remember going to the Poorhouse. Right up, which was Whiskey Joe's, and I think it's George Hamilton now, right? Or it was for a bit. I don't know what it is, or is it an Honest Lawyer now?
Yeah, good question.
It was up there, Fennel and
Ottawa
there, and I used to hit that one. I remember hitting the Homegrown one.
Homegrown,
yeah. That's where I met all the rockabilly guys. And where else did I go? The Lazy
Dave Gould
Flamingo.
Was Dave Gould?
Dave Gould was running the open mic. That's right.
For me at the time.
Yeah. There was there, and that's where I'd meet the Hellbent Rocker guys.
Oh yeah.
And, the Diamond Drapes guys and all them.
Nice.
Lazy Flamingo I was hanging around too.
Sure.
Tuesday night open mics, and that was cool because big Marshall stuff. I just plug in and go wild, right? So
yeah.
But that was kind of where I got started.
Criminals hanging around that place too. Those guys, Kenny and Vince and all those guys.
Yeah. Sid and Adam and yeah, that's kind of where I started cutting my teeth a bit. And then I got into hanging out with Brant Parker out in Thorold, and that's where I really started cutting my teeth and learning how to leveling up. Yeah, exactly.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
You were were you writing? Did you start writing songs? Were you bringing your own stuff into the open mics? That kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Like I started writing songs. I think I was about 13 or something like that. I started writing songs. I wrote things when I was like 10 or 12, but I didn't know. I just wanted them
what it was. Yeah,
I just wanted them to be songs, but I never really thought it could happen. So I really started actually writing songs and going, okay, this is verse, chorus.
Oh, structures. You're getting into structures.
Yeah, arrangement and everything. And then, I remember the day I was like, oh, a bridge. This is a cool thing.
Well, now you're getting ahead of me, man. I still don't use bridges, but I can understand where you're going.
Bridges are cool. And then, eventually learn what middle eights are. So on and so forth.
And here we are.
Right
at the Cat and Fiddle.
That's
Shaking
right.
Up Radio.
You got it.
You were talking when we first come in. You got a big show coming up, man.
I do.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So that's November 24th down at Stonewall's there, and that's my new production called the Big Bad Blues Show.
Big Bad Blues Show.
The Big Bad Blues Show.
All right.
And so it's I suppose it's essentially a blues review, but it's more of an electric blues carnival. You just kind of get to go when you let loose.
Yeah.
And it's not really all about me per se. It's all about the show. It's about the band.
You doing like a Mad Dogs and Englishman kind of thing?
Yeah. It goes around the circle sort of thing. The honorable Greg Briscoe will be on keys there, and he'll sing some tunes maybe. And we actually have a full horn section too, as well. So. Those are some guys from Kitchener, which is really exciting. And what's exciting to me is I love percussion, and the horn section gentlemen are going to be also sort of participating as a percussion ensemble as well. So we got a conga, sax player, and whatnot. So it's going to be quite a gas, I think.
A little bit of a Santana-ish when we get to the.
We get into that sort of stuff.
So you're gonna do like a review, like you're gonna play older tunes. You're gonna mix in some of your own stuff.
Yeah, there'll be a mix of originals and all that stuff. But
it's the 24th. Is that a matinee?
That'll be a matinee.
Saturday,
Sunday. Yeah, Sunday matinee. Doors are open at 2:00, and I recommend you get your tickets and stuff.
Is there already a social, like an event built already sent out yet?
There is. So it's just on Eventbrite, and you can look around on Facebook there
for on the socials already too. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, it's on the socials. The tickets have been on sale, and you can pick up your tickets and whatnot. Escarpment Blues Society members, you get a bit of a discount too. There's a secret code. But it's gonna be quite the show.
Yeah. How much are tickets?
Those are $30 tickets. That's face value at the door, but your advance of $25, and if you're a Escarpment Blues Society member, you get $5 off. So join now.
Yeah.
I feel like Wayne Campbell at a Wayne's World. I'm not advertising right now.
You gotta hawk.
I'm
just wares, buddy. You gotta hawk the wares. Part of the King and Carolina music industry template.
That's right. You got it.
And where can we find you? Are you all over the socials? You on the Facebooks?
That's right.
Instagrams,
I'm all over the socials.
Ian Andrews.
Ian Andrews.
.com.
Yeah, actually, my website's under construction right now, so I won't say vamping. But you can find me all over the socials on Instagram.
Your website wasn't across from Gore Park by any means, was it last week? Is that your website that went down actually with those buildings? No.
Oh yeah, it's getting built. It's got to get rebuilt.
Those websites.
Yeah.
I love when you open those URLs and they say "oops."
Yeah.
The first word you see is "oops." Under construction.
Yeah.
So, well, it's been a great pleasure having you here, man. I wish we could gab all day. So I could too. How about get a tune and take us out, and we'll all look forward to seeing you November 20th at Stonewalls.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much. What am I going to play now? So somebody pick their favorite letter between A and G. L. Okay. All right. That's a good one.
Good one, boss.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll stop the band now.
Yeah. There's two key changes in there. It's or three actually. It's
Where's the
LOL.
key of L? But once again, everybody, put your hands together for Mr. Ian Andrews. What a pleasure, man. You make our city a better city, brother.
Well, let's see. I'll play one. Play a saucy one.
Saucy.
A saucy one off the
Saucy
first
one
album.
for a saucy bar.
Gotta find that tone, you know.
Great tone, man.
It's all about the tone.
All about the tone.
Well, I ain't gonna be your taxi driver. Ain't gonna be your once in a while. Ain't gonna be a roller coaster rider. All I wanna be is your satisfied. Well, my baby said to me there's no way she could. I ain't got no money, no, I ain't no good. Well, the people think they're talking about my reputation and subliminal light. I'm an abomination. Well, I tell you now, baby, I give you all my love, but you don't down that road. I said you're long gone down that road. Well, I was walking down the street, people giving me eyes. Oh, mama, Lord knows everything was a lie. Baby walks up, says, reach for the sky, shoot you where you stand. Boy, don't you give me no lies. Well, I tell you, baby, you better think twice on your long gone on down that road. I said you're long gone on down that road. Well, I ain't gonna be your taxi driver. I ain't gonna be your once in a while. I ain't gonna be a roller coaster rider. All I wanna be is your satisfied. Something like that.
Ian Andrews, everybody.
Thank you very much, everybody. Cheers. And thank you for having me on the show. It was honestly a pleasure.
You're listening to Shake It Up Radio live on CanuckTunes.ca. Don't go away. We will be right back with the Paul Coon Blues Band.